Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers, episode 81. This is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games. And I am, of course, your host with the most. Let me switch over. Oh my gosh, these notifications are supposed to stop. Efocutioner. I do really love this music. Discord's really got to cut out this notification shit.
You could just mute them.
I thought I did. Either way. And then for those that are asking, this is actually from Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I definitely need to play this game, that's for sure. But I've been kind of hesitant on playing a Far Cry game. I definitely do want to play it. Alright, now let's switch over. Because we got our other guest, the host with the most, Gamer Composer.
What's going on? Episode 81. Usually I'm more excited about 80.
It's alright, man. It's the 80s. Oh shit, it's the 80s! 80s babies! Oh man. We can just let this rock for a little bit now. Shit, it's the 80s. We're finally in the 80s. Yo man, 80s was the best time. Had like Ghostbusters. No wait, that's 90s. You had Bill and Ted. No, that's 90s. Shit. I'm talking shit. Everybody, 80s had some shit. Probably not the best. It was a horrible example of 80s shit. An example, like, what was it? 3 things I did were from the 90s. Ugh, that's bad. How you doing, Gamer Composer?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Man, well, this is definitely going to go into our topic today. Oh my gosh. Yo, this notification. I thought I turned it off. I guess I didn't. Oh man, there's nothing I can do about it now. That's very annoying. Damn it. Discord, you really need to calm that shit down. But gaming nowadays, man. Gaming as an adult.
Tell me about it.
It is tough. It is tough. That's really what I want to talk about today. This is what the Chronicles of Gamers episode 81 is going to be about. It's going to be gaming as an adult. And it's not even just being aged of 30. I think being an adult is just handling your business and trying to accomplish and reach your goals and your plateaus. So I think people that are like in college, they're doing their degrees and they're trying to get that job. People who have kids, people like us who, are trying to take hobbies and turn them into careers, because I would love that. I want to get paid for doing things I love, but because we're focusing so much energy on trying to better ourselves and put ourselves in a better situation, man, sometimes we just don't have a lot of time for this bad boy right here. It sucks. It really does.
It does. And then you have to be in the moment, in the mood for it too. And when you're pensioned to play, you're probably at your day job or your night job even. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna try and make time, try and feel good.
Like, man, it sucks because it's just like, I know I was thinking about it yesterday. I was at work. I was like, oh man, like, all right, I'm doing this, taking care of these people. And then the first thing that popped in my head, I was like, man, I really want to play this Mortal Kombat 11, man, and get this Jackie down. Wanna have me some fun. Play some. I mean, granted, I'm not a fan of the crypt, but I was just thinking, like, man, I just want to play that. I was like, man, I want to finish up this Kingdom Hearts. So, like, man, I'm like halfway done with Yakuza. I just want to play Yakuza right now. I was just thinking that in my head. I was just like, man, I just want to go home. I want to play
new games. I got like Sekiro and Order 1886 I haven't finished, and Bioshock I haven't finished, and Deja Vu that I'm near the end, and Prince of Persia on PS2 that I'm almost done, and an Eco that I'm still playing, and it's like
I got that.
I actually haven't finished any games this year, and that's not like me. It's May. I still feel like it's January. I feel like, okay, it's kind of kind of sort of February. It's definitely not March anymore. It feels like sort of April. It just feels like January, April, and I guess now May with us. So,
But it's so crazy how time just flies as an adult. You trying to make that game time. You know, actually, this weekend I tried to make time and schedule, and out of nowhere, my little sister wanted to come in, then she canceled, and then my mom came back from like her trip and stuff, and she wanted to hang out, and she was talking about like, oh, I want to go see the Avengers, and I was like, all right, I guess we'll go see the Avengers. And next thing you know, like by the time I finally got back home, it was like 4 or 5, and I was like, man, I'm just kind of tired, and I ended up doing some editing and studying. Next thing you know, it's like 9 to 10 o'clock, and I was thinking like, you know what, let me relax, watch like a few shows and something like that, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna play some games, and I was like, nah, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. I just wanted a day of play. It was so crazy. Even my Sunday too, where it was just like, all right, I have officially nothing to do. I could play this game.
Pop this. And you didn't feel like it, right?
No.
Yeah. What did you end up doing?
I ended up watching Inuyasha.
See, and it seems like it's just better to just watch something rather than to even. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm going through the same thing you're going through. That's why I'm actually on the episode with, because I don't know what it is, man. Like, it's weird. It's really it's weird. And I'm sure we're not the only adults that go through this.
Yeah.
The topics talked about it by other people, but our lives are a little bit different, especially from one another. You know, you and I do different things, but yet we still feel the same way at the end of the day. So how coincidental is that?
Dude. Although this morning, after I got done studying, I played like 30 minutes of Mortal Kombat, but I mostly played just to do the towers, and then I was like, all right. And then I looked up like how to play Jackie, and I was like, all right, I think that's all I can do for right now. But I know after this, and I get done editing, I'm forcing myself. Like, I have like a time limit and everything to be like, all right, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna put at least in like 30 minutes into Kingdom Hearts. It's like it's crazy at like how, you know, when I think about it back in the day as a kid, you know, I'm just like, yo, I could play games for hours and it's so easy, and I don't have to worry about crap. I could run home and just be like, you know, just grab the PS2, slide into like my chair, my bed, and just like play for hours upon end. Be like, yo, fuck homework and fuck eating, fuck taking a shower. And it's just like, I keep asking myself like, what happened? And then I was like, I think I recently came up with an answer of like why I'm not as motivated. Like I'm motivated to still play these games, but it's like my motivation is just like, yo, I really want to better myself. And it's just like, I still see gaming as a form of entertainment, but I also see it
as bettering
like,
yourself, and it does pay off in that format.
Yeah. And I still see gaming as far as an entertainment, but I also see gaming as like also part of my career. Like, I want to make this my career. And then for those that are wondering like, well, career is just a job, and it's just like, no, man, a job is something you do just to get money. A career is something you want to do
for the rest of your life.
Yes. Like, that's it.
That you're passionate about, that you're excited about, that you're willing to take the good with the bad with. You know, we have a job that's just over broke, you know, JOB. And, you know, it's an exchange, but rather, you know, a career is something you build. It's a foundation. It's all of these things that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, things that you cry over, that you know, that you feel like you may. You don't feel like, you know, oh, I'm just getting up here. You don't feel like that necessarily. And some people do, and I'm not saying everybody's like us, but speaking just, you know, with our type of mindsets, yeah, there's some people that feel, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
And that's the problem, especially since we're in the gaming industry. So it's just like, we look at games, we talk about games, we read about games, we research games. You make music for games. I try to make content based on, you know, playing games and trying to get other people to play games, and, you know, like how you're trying to think of like how to create better sound and create better music that people can listen to and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to create better content and stuff. And because we're spending so much time of like games, by the time we finally get done or at least free to like, all right, what do I want to do in my free time? It's kind of like, well, I should play some games. And it's like, I just spent like 4 hours trying to figure out how to fucking do this. Maybe I want to, go watch some anime or like a TV show or something. Like what's crazy is like I actually I have an idea and someone I'm working on. Like I want to combine fucking playing Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, since I like playing the Ruby characters, with me talking about the fucking show Ruby, which is on Rooster Teeth, which is like not anime, but I kind of want to do that because it's like I'm watching that on my off time and I still enjoy that, and I'm like I'm playing this game because it's that, so it's like, oh, okay, look at that, now I can combine these two, so now I don't feel so bad when I just be like, all right, man, I want to take a break, anime or TV show or something like that. So
yeah, it's interesting. I keep buying games recently too, and I just don't play them. My excuse right now is that I don't have the right setup. Like I was supposed to put a TV in my room, like above like where this thing is here, and the TV isn't that great in terms of like playing everything that I wanted to play on. So I just kind of not done it, and I feel like that's now a lazy excuse. But now I'm going to be moving, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's just a weird situation, and now I have all these handhelds, and I don't put time into those, so I don't I don't know what's going on. It's not the first time that I've felt this way, but this one is a little bit longer than normal. Like I'll buy it, I'm interested in buying it, and I will buy it, but then I don't play it, and that's really, really bad. And I'm usually the advocate of like play games. And right now, I think I just kind of switch gears. I know that there's some things that I need to kind of take care of still, especially based off events that have happened in April.
yeah,
And it just hasn't been pension enough for me to play. And when I do, like I need to play at that moment, at that time. Nothing else needs to come in my way, but the world doesn't work like that. I'm not the only one in the world. There's other people involved in my life. So it's temporarily on hold. I'll probably come back to it. It'll probably be like a whole sex thing. Whereas if you don't have sex for a long time and then you really want to have sex, you find a way that you figure it out. And so there's probably with games, we'll probably get like this game frustration where it's like, okay, I haven't played games in a long time. I'm going to play now.
game frustration.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, I definitely had that. I think I had that. I had that when I first bought God of War last year. I didn't play it for like
which God of War?
The new God of War for 28.
Oh,
so
okay.
It took
Thank
me
you.
like
Thank you, Sony Santa Monica, for forcing me to be able to have these fucking questions. I have to ask my best friend which God of War. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Continue. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay. So with that, I know I bought the game and I waited like a month because I was just like, I don't want to play any. Like it was like I bought it and I was like, and then out of nowhere I was like, all right, I'm gonna play it. Then I played it for like a week, then took 2 weeks off, and then out of nowhere I just started grinding. And I was like, oh look, I beat the game. And I was like, wow, that was fast. And then also with Final Fantasy 15, but that was even worse for me. I think it took me like 4 months before I finally played the game, and by that time it was like all the patches had come out. And it was like each time I kept hearing about some like problems with it, I was just like, all right, I ain't gonna touch it till they fix it. I ain't gonna touch it till they fix it. I ain't gonna touch it. Like,
I remember that.
It was horrible. But at the same time, it was just like when I finally played it, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually a fun game. But I'm like, damn, I probably would have been pissed if I had played this on day one. I probably would have been like, man, fuck this game. But yeah,
for real.
My gosh, it's just really bad.
I haven't played it since I got it for Christmas 2 years ago.
See?
But it's not because of the patches thing. It's just I haven't played it. I just and you haven't been here, and you probably are not even where I'm at now. And it's a shame because it's a really nice place. But the living room that I'm in, it's got over 6 feet distance from the couch to the television. So it's really just good for viewing. It's not really good for playing. I'm not engaged. I haven't been excited to play. I need something right here so I can just be boom, or even here, but not like shit. Hell, even on the bed is good, but not 20 feet away. It's not gonna happen.
So what's funny is I know Gamer Composer came like in April, and he saw my new setup. So if like what I originally had it before was like I had my computer on one side and my gaming setup on another side. So they were like in two separate areas. So if I wanted to stream, the stream had to connect from there. Well, like, you know, like the game had to connect from there to here in order for it to happen. And then I had to basically flounder around from one side to the other to be like, I want to use a computer, I want to do gaming. And it was kind of annoying because it was just like there would be times I want to be on the computer even while I game, and I'm like, I can't do that because I have to like. So recently I had to move all my stuff together, like how Gamer Composer said, like he wants one setup, and I did that, and it looks ugly as hell that I finally moved everything together. But I have been playing a little bit more since I put everything together.
So you took my advice?
Yeah. And it's just like, it's so crazy. So I'm like, I don't know about you guys. And like, if you viewers and listeners were like, you know, checking out episode 81, you know, let me know how you feel. Like, how does it feel just trying to game right now? Like, granted, I could easily talk about, it's not even just that either, but it's just I mean, it's not just the problems of gaming. And I could talk about the problems. Like, goodness forbid. I still remember the great old days of like being able to play a game and not have to actually buy DLC or be like forced into DLC in order for me to get a better part of the story if I want to understand the story. You know, granted, I still agree with DLC and stuff, but I just don't like the fact that a game has to have like it has to have it in order to like for you to understand. Like, yeah, like there's nothing wrong with adding on to it. That's why I've always said, like, I think 2008 to early, like late 2008 to early 2012, even though there were still some problems with the DLC and shit, that was probably the best time of gaming because people still made a complete game. Some companies still made a complete game, like, you know, EA, but a little bit of Ubisoft stuff. But I ain't gonna go into them. But there were companies that made a complete game, and then the DLC added to it. It made it a better experience. And I thought that was like a fantastic time, you know, like Dead Space. But Dead Space was amazing. I didn't even need DLC. Dead Space 2 definitely didn't need DLC either. That was a fantastic game. But Dead Space 3 was like, I didn't like the whole multiplayer aspect. And, you know, that was just, that wasn't horror to me, but I don't want to get into that discussion. But the whole point is like, that was my favorite time of like gaming for the online era. And I think like the beginning part of the PS2 era was like the best time of gaming because, you know, it was just, you had everything. But it's not just because of that. It's just, honestly, I feel like it's like we're growing up. You know, some people figured out what they want to do and they're trying to accomplish that. And I don't know if they've reached that point, but I know I have, where it's just like, it's hard to, you know, game because it's just like, if you think to your head like, oh, I can play right now, you can probably do something else right now too. And then you're just like, oh, let me do this real fast. And next thing you know, like you just got done doing this thing and you're like, ooh, that's one less thing to edit, or that's one less thing to review or study, or one last thing to work on for the next morning. And the next thing you know, you're just like so tired, and it's just like, all right, I could put on this game, or I could turn on Netflix
and watch Rurouni Kenshin and maybe finish it because my God, I thought I would be done with that by now, but it just keeps getting a little bit better and a little bit better.
Oh yeah,
I'm still enjoying it, and I'm like, now I don't want it to end, so then I don't finish it because meaning I don't watch it for a long time, and then I'm like, oh, I should watch it, and then yeah, it's hilarious.
And I just started Baki the Rappler, which I didn't know they did a continuation of that anime. So I was like, oh shit, I thought it was like a remake. I was like, no, this is a continuation. I'm like, oh shit, he's still champion. He's still got the demon on his back and everything. Oh wait, spoiler alerts. Never mind. Ignore. Well, it's not really a spoiler alert. It's like something you learn if you watch the original anime. But you know, yeah. But it's just, oh my gosh, whew, gaming as an adult is probably one of the toughest things, and I never really appreciated that until now, where it's just like I'm impressed when people can game when they get home from work. Like I'm really impressed. Or maybe it's because
they don't have children. That's the first thing.
That's number one. And I think number two, it might be because they're not trying to do it as like they're not trying to make a career out of it. And I think that's what we're trying to do. But maybe there are some viewers that just can't do it either because of their work. And, you know, also the social life too. It's just like you want to go out and hang with people and you're just like, all right, I got time to game. Then next thing you know, you get that phone call and then you're just like, man, you know, you just be like, why? So it's just, it's,
yeah, man.
It's just how I feel about it. Like I never really realized it until just recently when I sat down and asked myself, like, damn it, why am I not playing as much as I like to? Because it's just like I got Mortal Kombat, and yeah, even though there's like some fucking problems in that game, really, especially some problems with the fucking crypt, but I ain't gonna get into that shit, even though I could, because I hate the crypt. And I did the glitch. There was a glitch. Oh man, Gamer Composer, I don't know if you know about this. There was a glitch in Mortal Kombat where if you went into the crypt and you held the X button, you could access any chest that was locked. And I went through and I took all the good shit. I took majority of the good shit. I got myself to like, I have 90% of the crypt done. But what pisses me off is like, I could have did more chests. But it was because I kept doing it and I had like a bunch of credits and money and hearts and souls and stuff. There were certain chests that I was like, shit, this glitch can't work because I have to make myself broke in order to get it to do it. And by the time I tried to make myself broke, they had already patched it out. And I was like, fuck. So it's like, now I'm just like, yo, I got shit, but I don't have enough shit to open the shit that I got now because I was trying to make myself broke.
Don't you wish they did that for Anthem? Just hold X. You'll get some new skins, some new different guns.
Some better guns, yes. Like, yo.
I don't know. Oh, that's crazy. That's hilarious. You just hold X and don't go through the entire crypt. You have to pass all the random number generators. That's insane.
That was the best glitch for 2 days. That glitch was up. And I swear, I managed to get almost 90% of the crypt done.
Wow.
And I got like a lot of the hard stuff. Like, so, but you know, it's just like, so there was like, I'll just talk about one part. There was like one part in the crypt where it's just like, you have to do like 100 fatalities on the same character in order to unlock this chest. So like, say if you wanted to do, no, not 100, like 50. I think it's like 50 or 100, but it's just like, say if I wanted to do, access like Johnny Cage's like chest that's in the crypt. There was this thing like I had the fatality Johnny Cage that many times in order to unlock that chest.
They just ran out of ideas. Like that doesn't sound fun at all. Why would I? Unless I want to get good at fatalities, but as a casual, no. I barely know how to fucking do a fatality.
I can do fatalities. It's just the fact of why do I want to do that many fatalities? And the only way you can really do this is you have to go into the Towers of Time. And the Towers of Time were kind of challenging at first for like casual players. Like we all know about the story of that, of like how the AI was like, it wasn't like Super Smash Brothers Ultimate day one, where it was just like when you face the AI was like kicking your ass. It was just like you had outside shit you had to worry about in the Towers of Time. But it's just like doing that was just annoying. But then it goes, like I said, this all goes into the shit of like talking about look at what we have to go through for gaming now. Like that's another thing too. Because there's some shit you just be thinking to yourself like, man, do I really want to go through all this grind just to play this game when I can just watch Netflix? Even though I like the game. Like, but that's just me thinking about it. I still like Mortal Kombat, but it was just like, that was annoying. That was a fantastic glitch. But when that shit ended, I was like, oh man, I got to go through all that just to access some skins and some characters. And I can just watch fucking Inuyasha. Listening to Kagome screaming this man's name, and then he's screaming, Kagome!
So since you watched it recently, I just have to ask, which episode did you watch?
I just watched Suikotu get killed. Suikotu's jewel shard got purified, and then Jakotsu took the jewel shard before, Kikyo.
Is this the 7 bands?
Yeah, so this is like season 5. I love a band of 7, man. That was like my favorite villains. So it's like,
they were dope.
Yeah, they were dope, man. I'll give my top 3. It was Bankotsu, Jakotsu, and then it was Suikotu. Like, those were my top 3. Just for the level of insanity, and like they were just so chill and down to earth.
It's a good show, and I'm really glad that they wrapped it up. Unlike other fucking anime out there.
Which ones you talking about?
Claymore.
Oh, I was gonna say
D-Gray Man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say D-Gray Man.
Claymore #1 though. Claymore for sure, because I'm still got blue balls from that.
But it was good though. I definitely caught the blue balls recently. I ended up watching that. That was a mistake. But see, that's what I'm talking about, folks. That's what we're talking about with gaming. It's not even just the fact of like, when you work, you're working, you're trying to save up, you're trying to better yourself, you're trying to put yourself in a better situation and stuff. Now you gotta come back, and it's just like, games nowadays are like such a fucking grind when they don't need to be a fucking grind. And then it's just to the point where it's just like, man, well, what's Game of Thrones doing? Because, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this Starbucks of Westeros and shit, Or motherfuckers watching Avengers. And the spoilers now lifted, so it's just like, year of the start. But it's just like that sucky thing. That's like, I kind of hate that, because there's not many games you can just come in and play. Like, Sekiro is definitely like that. You can come in and play Sekiro. Like, you don't really have to. Like, well, I mean, it's like challenging. You still have to practice some shit, but,
So how are we what are you thinking of how to, I know for me it's a phase. So again, I think that, excuse me, I'm either going to pick up something again that I put down, try to make a goal for myself to beat something. So my 2 questions for you is, 1, how do you think you're going to overcome this? And 2, what games have you at least beaten this year that are not fighting games?
As of 2019, I only have Kingdom Hearts.
So you beat Kingdom Hearts at least. So you're 1-0 right now, because I haven't beaten any. I have at least 3 or 4 games I could beat probably in a week. I think that's Eco, Bioshock, Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones, and Deja Vu. Okay. And that's pretty good that I memorized that. And I'm pretty sure they're like 1. And then that will put me at 5. But I'm not interested in.
Oh wait, and Mortal Kombat. Never mind, please.
Yeah, so it's not fighting games.
Never mind. Sorry.
You're saying. Anyways, what do you think? How do you think you're going to get over this?
I have to dedicate. For what I said was, I'm just going to dedicate at least 30 minutes to an hour, where I feel like I have to turn this off. I have to not be on, I can't have my computer on. Like, I have to have like games that I actually am dedicated to just playing to play. So like, oh shit, I accidentally pressed the button. Whatever.
Hit the music.
Yo, I didn't even mean to press the button. That's the crazy part. Sorry, folks.
You should just let it ride.
All right, fuck it, we'll let it ride. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna figure out like what game do I really want to play and I actually want to beat. So for me, it's like Yakuza 0. I'm gonna really finish that. So I'm gonna dedicate at least 30 minutes to an hour, at like maybe 2 times a day, to just play that game. Because I know I have to do something, because I'm gonna start streaming Kingdom Hearts again. So right now I'm trying to get all my legendary, like the last 3 Keyblades that I need before I play Critical, and then I'm gonna stream that. So like that's something work related. And it's just like, all right, so I'm gonna separate work, and then I'm gonna separate relaxation. And it's just like, for me, it's like, all right, so I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do this, get this stuff for Kingdom Hearts, and then once I do that, if it's like 10 or 11 o'clock, I might just dedicate 30 minutes to Yakuza, and I'll just be like, all right, even if it's just side missions, even though it's like not really going towards the game, that's going towards the bettering my character. And then that's going to make my, when I go to the main mission a little bit easier. So I'll dedicate that. And then for me, knowing the weekends and knowing the fact that the weekends, everyone's going to want to contact me and ask for something, like especially this weekend because you got Mother's Day. So I already know I'm going to be taking my mom out. She wants to go see the new Pokemon movie. So we might do that Saturday. And then, turn it too loud?
Yeah, you might have to stop it because I couldn't even hear you.
Oh, damn. I didn't know I had it. Okay, well, all right.
No, it wasn't loud. It's just, remember what we talked about before the show.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I caught some of it, but not most of it.
All right. Well, I'll do the quick pause on that. Well, pretty much for me, it's just, knowing the fact that my weekdays it's going to be easier for me to game. I'm trying to center it around, like, I know today for this recording, I don't have to go to work. So once we get done with this, I'm going to just take my time, do my Kingdom Hearts thing, do my Mortal Kombat thing, which are like, things I want to do for the stream that I'm bringing back in. And then after that, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to bust out Yakuza. I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to do 1 hour. If I do that, then I'm pretty much done. And then I'll just run to the gym, which I just started doing that too. So. And then, like, for the weekend... You
ran to the gym, so by the time you get to the gym, are you just doing weights?
Fuck yeah! I got weights here. But it's just, I already know, like, I pretty much set aside, like, all right, I can only game during the weekday, even though weekdays, like, work. Because I know the weekend, everybody wants to contact me and want me to do something. So, Mother's Day...
people wanting to hang out.
Yeah. And I mean, I appreciate that, but it's like, damn, my brother want a game too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can always say no.
I'm trying not to. So,
yeah, I know where you're coming from, but just, I guess, well, I don't want to be a GameStop person. If you're interested in what I have to say, you can ask me. But if you don't,
what is your advice, GameStop employee? All right, okay, so for context, for those that don't know, when Gamer Composer was here in April, we went to GameStop, right? And
not once,
but twice. The first time we went, Gamer Composer was interested in getting Sekiro, and we decided to check it out at that GameStop. And as Gamer Composer was looking around, he was like, all right, he was about to come to the thing to get it, and this lady kind of, what was it? We found Alice in. You want to tell the story?
No. Just don't forget that she was late by 3 minutes opening the damn store.
Yes. Okay, hold on.
So I was already annoyed.
Okay, so we arrived at GameStop at 11 a.m. and she didn't open the store until 11:03 or 11:04, and then we got it. For me, I didn't mind because it was a Saturday, and I'm like, no one wants to really fucking work on a Saturday morning. And I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. Gamer Composer was just like, nah, man. Your ass late. So he was like this. So he comes in, he's a little agitated, but it wasn't like super bad. It was like, it was like really small. Like for those that can't see my fingers, it was just like, imagine a dust crumb. It was like that small. So that's how upset Gamer Composer was. But, as he's looking around and we're looking around at different games because we're trying to see like what good used games we can probably get, while he also gets Sekiro, we find Alice in the Hourglass, and Gamer Composer was like, this is kind of high, and then, he was trying to he was just expressing like, it's kind of high, and then she came out of nowhere just like, well, it's not that it's high because, it's a very popular game, and they talked about, this game's not coming out. It was pretty much like she gave like her 2 cents, but it ended up being like $20 of information, and Gamer Composer was just like, really? Like, hold on. Like, damn, I wish I had a sound effect, but it was just like, Gamer Composer was like this.
What the hell?
He was definitely like that. He was definitely saying that in his head. He's like, I didn't ask for your opinion. And she gave like a story and a speech about why the game was like, close to $30 and something like that. And Gamer Composer was like, I ain't having that shit. and he didn't want to like correct and talk to her or like go into an argument about it. He was just like, you know, whatever. And then out of nowhere, it was just like Gamer Composer was like, nah, I'm not even interested in buying Sekiro. No. He's like, she ruined the experience. He was just looking around and shit. I was trying to talk to her, be nice. She seemed like a nice person. It was a nice conversation, but.
And did you want to explain the main reason why I was agitated at that point? Because she was trying to correct me about something that I clearly knew about.
Oh,
right?
yeah. She was trying to correct him on the price and like the whole, you know, used gaming thing. Because Gamer Composer was trying to state like, you know, the game is, yeah, it's popular, but it seemed kind of high on the price when compared if you looked it up and stuff. And Gamer Composer did look up the price through like multiple different sites and found out it didn't even need to be that high. It was just high because, you know, GameStop needed to make that money, and it made sense. But Gamer Composer just didn't like her answer of just like, it's high because it's popular.
No, this wasn't because I didn't like her answer. It's just, I didn't know why we were getting into that. Like, I really didn't know what prompted her to try to correct me about something that she doesn't know me. She doesn't know what I did. There was no preface questions. It's like, oh, why do you say that? Do you actually collect or something? Like the inquisitions about things before assuming things about one another to try to say like, well, I know this because, and then because if I come back and say, well, I know this because, now we're in a pissing contest and I wasn't in the store to be pissing in the first place. I just wanted to just kind of, hey, you know, keep it cordial. You know, you're late anyway, so clearly you're going to be chilling. So fine, you know, chill, but don't be chilling with information that you clearly don't know about. And also, to be fair, that I don't really know about in terms of like if she was a collector or not either, but I wasn't interested in what she had to say in the first place because I really wasn't fucking talking to her.
Well, there you go.
I was talking to you.
From the gamers,
part of the story.
You was talking to me, and she just came in the conversation. I didn't mind her coming in the conversation. Gamer Composer was low. So then I ended up getting this nice game that Gamer Composer had recommended. I looked it up and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh man, damn. This actually looks interesting. So I take back my.
Yeah, she didn't recommend the game. Miss, I know everything about games and pricing. Had nothing. Didn't come in there saying, oh, okay. Nothing.
just give her that electric one. All right, and then the second time Gamer Composer came back to GameStop, which was actually the funniest. We both came up
the day after.
We went up to the register
because I can't get enough. Right, I want that abuse, that unsolicited abuse. So,
Gamer Composer tells me, bro, when we walk in, order Sekiro for me. I'll just give you the money. Because we had made a promise saying like if the lady was there, I would take $15 off his game, but if she wasn't, I would take $10 off his game. So we went up there. Gamer Composer went up there. She wasn't there. It was another guy, and Gamer Composer is like standing with me. I'm telling them like, yo, I'd like to get Sekiro. And the first thing we said was when I asked for Sekiro, the guy was like, so you know this game is challenging, right? Yo. It was that bad. Like the guy at the GameStop place was like, you know, this game is pretty hard, right? And Gamer Composer just he looked, and he quickly turned around and he just walked away. It was like, fuck this shit. I'm tired. Like Gamer Composer dead ass. Like I wish I have no sound effects to just. It was shit. Do I have a sound effect for this? It was. This is what Gamer Composer did. He just he turned around, walked back, almost walked out the damn door. ended up sitting in the back, and then he was just like he was just looking like, I don't give a fuck. And I was just like, yeah. And, I'm talking to the guy who's talking about, yeah, this game's kind of challenging. Like most people who played it, it's like they said it was really tough. I played it myself. It's a little challenging myself. It's just like, have you ever? And it was just pretty much he was just stating like how tough and stuff it was, and it's like, yeah, I played the Soul series, so I mean, I know what I'm getting into. I think I'd be okay. Like I'm telling the guy that, and he's just like, oh no, I'm not trying to question your skills or anything. It's just this it's a little challenging. And I'm like, yeah, and then he was trying to talk about like, oh, like I love Dark Souls and I play Bloodborne, and I was like, yeah, I enjoy Bloodborne because I basically said like, Dark Souls isn't really as hard as people think. It's just, repetition and learning from your mistakes. I mean, it's not that hard, If you just gotta have patience, and yeah, it's gonna be frustrating, but it's not hard. But it's definitely frustrating. But it was just like, we were talking about that Gamer Composer just in the fucking back, just like looking at the world like, why did I come in this motherfucker? Like, it was just like, I wish I had taken a picture of his face, because he was just sitting back there as the guy was talking to me. He's also looking in the back too, because he's like, and I'm just like, why the fuck is he looking back there? And he's like, this is like, oh, is your friend okay? And I look back there, I'm like, friend okay? I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, he's fine, man. He's just doing good. And he's like, oh well, I don't know if he can sit back there. And I'm like, well, he's just here for the game as well. And then out of nowhere, like another person came up, and it looked like he was about to come back there to tell him like, you can't sit in the back, because Chase was like, Gamer Composer was sitting on the window and shit. And then when we got the game out and they asked for the price, I was just like, oh, Gamer Composer, come up here so you can get your game and stuff. And it's just like, he came up like, this is like Gamer Composer he walked up there, he was like, let me put the card in the slot. Fuck this shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye. Like he just walked away after paying the thing. I ended up grabbing the game and, oh yeah, that's right. Gamer Composer he also came back. He asked like, yo, is this Game Informer, the Mortal Kombat Game Informer? Can I grab that? And then the guy was like, yeah. It's like,
I didn't ask.
Oh no, did you take it?
Yes, I did.
See, I don't even remember if you asked. I was just...
He offered it. He was like, oh, yeah, if you didn't get your thing. I looked at it. I reached over the counter, and I was looking at it, and I was flipping through it. And then he was like, oh, yeah, if you didn't get your copy already, you're a pros member. You, not me. Oh. There's a pros member. He was like, you can grab it. And then you were like, oh, yeah, you could definitely grab it, Chase. And then you were like, and I was like, okay, cool. So I grabbed it.
Oh wait, I said that? I was like, oh, you can definitely grab it.
Yeah, you gave me because you said, I don't know if you said in the store that you didn't get yours yet.
No, I said I did. I said I didn't get it, but I was like, yeah, you can grab it.
Oh yeah, that's how I was able to get it, because he said that if you didn't get yours, then you can take it. But you knew that you were getting yours, so you.
Oh yeah, I definitely knew I was getting. I got the motherfucker right here.
Yeah, I literally, after paying, like the way Efocutioner was saying, was I was flipping through the book and like reached over into the counter area and was like
yo, fuck your book.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this too for your unsolicited remarks that I hadn't. Neither of us had asked for, and I wish that you would just stay quiet. But that's not you. And some days, and there's times that you have, and I love when you do it. You're just like.
Yeah, but when I do it, I'm really fucking pissed, and I'm like, yo, let me shut the fuck up. Because if I ain't got nothing nice to say, let me shut the fuck up. And especially, and it has to be people that you know too, because there's some people that you've introduced me to, and I feel a certain type of way, and I'm like, only because you're trying to be nice and friendly, I will shut the fuck up. With that guy, I was just like, he wasn't really bothering me. But if he was bothering me, I definitely would have told him, like...
He wasn't bothering me either, to be fair, but I just didn't have any more patience for it. And it's just a coworker's fault. It's not... Say that happened. Say we didn't go in. Say that we didn't go in the day before, and he did that. I don't know how I would actually feel. I don't know how that would have affected me. I might have just let it slide. I might have.
But I think it was old girl that really got to you.
Yeah, it really was. So unfortunately, you can thank that broad for the stupid shit that she did. And let that be a lesson.
She wasn't that bad of a person, in my opinion. But it wasn't
bad of a person. It wasn't. No, I didn't say she was a bad person.
No, but it's just like the way she just came out of like left field with the opinion.
Anybody, I mean, clearly both sexes did it, so I'm not just.
No, but no. Oh, that's right, because people might misinterpret that. All right, so for those that were thinking that that's not the reason why, it was just both of them came out of nowhere with their opinion when no one asked for their opinion. But it was just the way she came out of there was completely left field. It was like the reaction was really uncalled for on the way she came out with it. With him, it was like the reaction of like, well, no shit. Everyone talks about how difficult that thing, Sekiro is. No fucking duh. Like, we all know how tough it is. I mean, at this point, I think even Ray Charles himself would know how difficult Sekiro is if he were interested in playing the game. But it was just the way that, like, her opinion to you was just the funniest of the funny. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes gaming right now at our adult era so difficult.
I can't seem to walk into a damn game that exists that I'm supposedly going to be so upset about when it doesn't exist. Matthew Gurley from the video game show to be having unsolicited opinions about. And don't get me wrong, I understand about conversation, but I've worked in retail over 10 years.
I've
actually worked at GameStop before. I've worked a day there, but I understand what it's like.
See, but you haven't worked a day there. I worked a day there. I know the ins and outs.
So you worked at GameStop. I haven't been employed by GameStop, just to be specific about it, but I've worked in retail. There's a way that you go about talking to customers, a way that you go about talking to people, just in general. And some of y'all don't understand that. And I don't expect you to. But I don't have to deal with it. And I won't deal with it.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
So, I don't want to put, like, what were your horror stories at GameStop, but, you know, if you guys have any, you know, if you want to talk about gaming in your 30s or in your adulthood in general, even if you're someone in college, because, yo, I count you motherfuckers as well, even though half of y'all might actually just be drinking and fucking more than playing games.
Yeah, a lot of y'all are having babies right now. It's insane. Two good friends of mine just had babies. Especially one that was delivered, I think, today or yesterday. So
Plan B like Walgreens. But yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, you can comment at the bottom, or you can message us at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. You know, it'll be in the video, it'll be in the show notes, it'll be everywhere, man. All right, man. So it's that time of the show where we got to say goodbye. Before we go, you already know what time it is. It's time for that shameless plugins. Go.
Twitch.tv/Gamer Composer. I've been streaming a lot. I've been streaming on the process of how to create video game music, scoring the ground, showing you the ins and outs of it. It's very arduous. I had a live musician come through in guitar and play stuff. It's not perfect, and it needs to I'm showing that it's not perfect, because when you hear the final product, it does sound good. But this is why we get paid the big bucks to do what we need to do, because these things take time. They do not happen just overnight. It is not easy to make. We go through different ideas. We try to look through the source to kind of come up with names, playing the game, understanding what the feel of the game is like, destroying ideas, not having certain things, mixing, processing it, listening to it again, taking a break, getting tapped out, all this stuff, struggling with trying to make what you want, what you hear here, like come into the computer. And yeah, it's just a myriad of stuff. So twitch.tv/Gamer Composer. I just do random streams. So if you follow the channel, you'll see when it goes live. And mostly we'll do hey, I'm going to be doing this now on Twitter. So at Chase Bethea on Twitter. And lately I've just been showing the game of Ground. So if you haven't played it yet, there's a new big update coming out.
Or if you're curious,
the last planets are coming out, and it's Steam Early Access for $10, itch.io for $10, or whatever you want to pay. Definitely help support us. So yeah, thank you.
You can go follow us, Play on Player. It's on YouTube. Chronicles of Gamers. You can follow that on Facebook. You know, I'm just trying to reorganize a lot of shit. It's just taking me a while. But if you want to follow us, follow me on Twitter, Efocutioner. It's right there at the bottom. You can follow Chronicles of Gamers on Twitter. You could also follow us on Facebook, the Chronicles of Gamers. Oh, no, actually, no, that's changed to Play on Player recently. You go on to the blog, which is the Chronicles of Gamers. You follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Efocutioner. I'm going to be honest with it, like Gamer Composer, I have a very weird schedule now, even worse so now with work and trying to get shit together. So I don't have a schedule for streaming. The best you can honestly do is just follow the stream. And when I stream, hop up on that. If you can't make it to the stream, you could always fucking watch the archives. You could fucking watch his archives too. That's why they're there. You ain't got if you got shit to do, if you already got a streamer or somebody you watching, watch their ass, come back, watch the archives. Or watch me and then, fuck that guy and, watch their archives, We'll be honest with it. I got shit to do. I want to get to a point where I can have a schedule and dedicate more time to a lot of this stuff. I do. And that's what I'm doing right now. Once again, that's why we're talking about this topic. We're trying to get ourselves to a better situation to where we can make money at a point where when we can do this and focus more on the career that, or at least for me, when I focus more on the career of like me wanting to stream and gaming and all this stuff, I can be happy about it because it's just like, all right, I got something I can fall back on, and at the same time, I can make money at the same time, and then I can dedicate more to you guys. But all that takes money and time, and I don't have the time and I don't have the money, so I'm trying to build all that up so that way when I do have it, you guys won't have. If you want to donate, you can, but if you don't and you just want to still enjoy the content, you can fucking enjoy the content. Which is understandable. And you ain't got to feel pressured. But at the same time, if you love what we're doing, you can go ahead and, give me that money. Shit.
That's the best shameless plug I've heard this month.
I'm just being honest with it. Shit. Like, look, I know most people be like, oh, man, if you don't donate, we can't do this. I'm be like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do this shit. I enjoy doing this shit. Oh, let's be honest with the motherfucker. If I want to stream, I'm going to fucking stream. You ain't going to stop me from streaming. If I want to fucking create more of this motherfucking podcast where I just literally talk shit, I'm going to create more of this motherfucking podcast and create it to talk shit. If I want to talk about games, I'm going to talk about games. If I want to fucking talk about the motherfucking Avengers and snapping my fingers, I want to do that. And I want to be able to do that. And if you like it, you can come ahead and follow the crew and enjoy the Play On Player team, enjoy our content, and you have a gay old time. I fucks with that. If you don't feel in it, you can go ahead and kick the fuck rocks. If you do love our shit and you want to give us that money, hey, I appreciate it. Because you know what I'm going to do with that money? I'm going to take it and I'm invested in a better equipment. I'm going to take it and invest it into more content. And I'm going to definitely take that money and we're going to get a better setup. And we're going to be able to do more so that way we can give you more. But if you're like, damn, I'm far to broke, I ain't got it. If you ain't got it, that's cool. At least you can come in and enjoy the content. But it would definitely help us if you can at least donate $1. A brother could use some coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. If motherfuckers could buy coffee for Westeros and shit, motherfuckers from the north could buy coffee, then you can buy me some motherfucking coffee. But I'm just saying, you ain't going to stop me from doing whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to do it. I'm not saying that I need y'all, but if you want to help me, I appreciate it. And I will, you will be forever loved. Trust me. I will do whatever in my power for anybody that donates and helps out during this period. You will be taken care of. I will do whatever in my power to better you. You will get the benefit of the benefit. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to support, I respect it. But I mean, if you want to give that money, you know where to come. Like we setting that up right now. But if you want to get that money, oh yeah, we got a Patreon. Yo, if you want to get that money, go to Patreon. Patreon/PlayOnPlayer. PL4YON PL4YER. You know, if you want to give that money, get that money. Oh, you looking it up?
Yep,
oh,
I am.
I mean,
because it is important. By the way, your interaction with us is free. It's just your time. So if you didn't want to support the show, we ask that you support the show with, a couple views.
Look here, I'll show it. This is how you know you're on the right page, because it says you have to be 18 or older in order to view this content. That's how you know.
Dang.
You know why I said it that way? Because I don't want no little ass kids on here. Because I'm gonna have some adult stuff, but here's what the page looks like, folks. Here's the complete page. It's been set up a few days ago. I'm adding more stuff to it. Give me a second. But I can tell you this. When you read it, it pretty much says the same thing. You don't have to, but I appreciate it if you do. I'm going to do a Ko-Fi in a few days. That'll be up by the time this motherfucking episode's up. And it's going to be the same thing. I would appreciate it. And for those that get on the ground floor, when shit pops off, you are really going to be thanking yourselves. But that's all I can honestly say. You know, you just got to invest in it. If you love what we doing, come show some love, support. Hell, you don't even have to give me the money. Just comment at the motherfucking bottom. Message at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. Do what you got to do to show some love. You show some love, you're going to get some love in return. And I don't care how you interpret that whatever you want. I'm just not doing anything sexual. So that's about it.
Well, that was quite the pitch.
Yeah, that's my pitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Damn, I love this song. Final Fantasy X-2 is still the best Final Fantasy. Well, no, Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy 9 still sucks. Alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I am out of here. And of course, stay listening.